people compare life to an onion, well, they're not completely wrong. I mean, even the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt says so. Now, how many of you have watched that film? Okay, I see a few hands here and there. Besides that, an onion doesn't compare life at all. Instead, let's think about the real layers of life. Hi, my name is Shriya Kumaravel, and life can make you want to quit, want to fall down and give up. It can be disturbing and emotionally draining as if it's making you want to rip out all of your hair. But maybe after this, after rethinking the perspective that you take a look at life, after changing the thought of life from a sloppy, wet, and raw onion to a tasty, tangy, and spicy pizza, that fixed mindset will change. The first layer is family. They're the crust. Without them, everything gets crazy. They're the ones who teach us how to love, kindness, and yes, how to deal with an annoying sibling. But here's the weird thing. After all that screaming that your sibling goes on about you coming into their room, they would still die to hang out with you when their plans get canceled. Imagine this. You just failed a test, and to make matters worse, your teacher screamed at you for enjoying time with your friends. You need someone to rant to, but who would you rather choose? A friend that would only criticize you for not doing good enough, or a sibling that would actually help you achieve your goals and have fun at the same time? Probably a sibling, right? My boredom always drowns away when I'm talking with my sister. Even when life gets hard, they're the ones cheering us on. Next is school, a huge layer of life, full of lessons, but not just for books. Think of this as the tomato sauce, the best part of the pizza, right? It's what gives it that authentic and rich flavor. But just any wrong way of cooking it and any wrong spices added can make you just not want to try anymore. School can be boring and make you want to sleep. I mean, if our parents read us books to sleep, how do we stay awake when our teachers do the same? Although, if you really think about it, reading and writing helps us with more than half of our life. You see, if we couldn't read simple school books, how would we be able to read the signs on the road when we're driving? Crashing definitely wouldn't be a great experience for our health. Besides studies, school teaches us to make mistakes, how to improve, and how to learn from them. At school, you get to communicate with your friends, and they make your life so much more fun. Talking with my friends always takes my mind away from stress and schoolwork. Then there's our hobbies, the things we enjoy. Think of this as the toppings, the vegetables that give a juicy burst to your very own pizza. Painting, soccer, gaming, baking cookies, and playing the clarinet. I myself play the clarinet and the piano, which takes me through a ride of joy and music in my life. Imagine you went to a school with no music, no games, no sports or activities, and absolutely no plays or theater. Oh, how you would beg to go home as soon as possible. Make sure to thank your parents and teachers, kids. They're the ones that make your school life not so boring anymore. Besides, going to different classes even lets you take a break from seeing the same old boring faces. Even if you do have a class with the people you don't enjoy too much, the activities that you do can make you want to continue it. Hobbies are the things that we enjoy and help us grow intriguingly. And don't forget about feelings, even the deep ones, like jealousy, sadness, and nervousness, which we often hide behind practiced smiles or quiet nods. Imagine this to be the cheese. It keeps our life stuck together. There aren't flaws or weaknesses. They're some of the most important parts of who we are. They shape us, stretch us, and remind us that we're alive. Our emotions show us that we're human, and that being imperfect is not just okay, but it's much more interesting than being average. Whenever I fall down and get a scrape on my knee, my first instinct would be to not cry, so I don't embarrass myself. Although, in a tougher situation, like when I fractured my skull in 2nd grade, if I hadn't cried, I wouldn't have been here and expressed myself. Nobody would have brought me to a safe place for help. You see, if we were monotone, how would we ever show our feelings and express it to our loved ones? Why would we ever feel the need to smile when taking pictures? When we show our emotions, we express how we feel, which can lead to a more exciting future with more surprises and things to expect. Speaking of the future, that strange, shimmering place with dreams you haven't reached yet, regrets you haven't made yet, and mysteries you haven't solved ahead of time, that can also be the worst place you can imagine. It all depends on how you choose to think of it. Think of it as your garnishes. If you sprinkled on some cinnamon and a whole layer of sugar to your pizza, that ruins its taste. But if you sprinkled on some dried oregano and basil, that gives it an authentic flavor. The future can be exciting, but it can also be terrifying. It's like the moment before a major nerve-wracking test, the kind where your stomach twists, your palm sweats, and your mind fills with 1,000 questions at once. What if I fail? What if I'm not ready? What if everything changes? That feeling can take over over your mind, wrapping around your thoughts until it's all you can hear. That drains color from your skin, replacing it with the cold, shaky kind of anticipation, and it paints your world in shades of worry. But if you say, I can do this, I've got it, then that phrase acts like magic and creates a spark in your mind that will want to prove you right. So eventually, it always passes. The storm inside settles, color returns back to your cheeks, and relief washes over you like a warm sunlight after a long night. And in that moment, you realize something very important. We are constantly peeling away those tear-filled layers. Every fear faced, every mistake made, and every tear shed becomes another layer peeled, another step forward, and another piece of ourselves uncovered. We are always becoming, always overgoing, and always undergoing. That's what makes life delicious. Thank you.